Hey guys, welcome to ALC Tutorials. I'm going to show you how to make a skeleton inside of this Lego guy so you can use it to animate him or get him into different poses, move him around. Okay, so right now, um, if we try and move around our different pieces, it's all separate. Nothing is connected to each other. Um, so we are going to, it's called rigging. Put a skeleton inside here, and then that way you can pose the skeleton and the arms and the head and whatever else will move along with it. So to start things out, we want to be in object mode, so make sure that you are. And then let's go here. Let's first I want to select the torso. See, our 3D cursor is not in the middle. So I'm just gonna put that right in the middle here. So go to Object, Snap, and Cursor to Selected. Since I had the torso selected, then the cursor should go right in the middle of it. Okay. Now we're going to add armature single bone. Okay. So I know there's a bone inside there, so it just made this thing called armature. There's one that I already made, but I've hidden that one. So, but I can't see it, right? That's because it's inside the mesh. If I hit G to grab it, I can move it out and see it there, but let's undo that. So it's inside there, I can't see it, but we want to be able to see all these bones because all of them are going to be inside the mesh. So you go over here to your mesh menu, and let's bring this up. We'll scroll down and see this checkbox called X-ray. Turn that on. And now you will always be able to see the bones, even if they're inside something. Okay, let's just bring this down so that it's right in the middle of our torso there. Okay, now the rest of the bones that I make need to be connected to this one. So I'm not going to add any more bones in object mode, otherwise they'd be separate skeletons. So now I'm going to go in edit mode. Everything that I add from now on is going to be in edit mode. Okay, so let's add another single bone. And let's select this one, and I'm going to hit G. And usually the big part of the bone is, it'll go from big to small to big to small. So since I want this one to kind of be connected to the small end of the spine, I'm just going to rotate the whole thing. This is going to be his arm. And let's grab it so that it's about there. And then you can grab the two endpoints individually. So I'll just select that, and let's try and get it right kind of in the middle of his shoulder there. Then I select this one and get it right at his wrist, because I'm going to make a separate one for his hand. Okay. Now for this next one, well, first let's hit 3 to go to our side view. Notice how it's just going straight up and down, so let's grab that, and we want it right about in the middle there. This one's okay. Once you're in side view, it's easy to get these two bones confused because they look like they're right on top of each other, but make sure that you're dealing with the arm and not the spine. Okay, on this next one, instead of adding a new bone, I'm just going to extrude out of this one. So with the end point here selected, I'll hit E to extrude, and then just drag another bone down. So we only want it about as big as the hand is, like that. Then let's hit 3 again. So notice how it went straight down. So I'm just going to grab that endpoint, put it right about in the middle of the hand there. Okay. Now we can go over here to add single bone again. And let's grab this and move it over to this arm. I'll rotate it around. And let's put that in the middle there. And that one right there. And then hit E to extrude, pull that down. like that. And let's go to our side view, and we want our right side, so let's hit Control 3, or left side, sorry. Okay, so let's grab that hand, bring it right about there, grab this joint, put that in the middle of that wrist. There, that should be good. Okay, now for the head, I can extrude that straight out of the spine, so I'll just select that endpoint, hit E, extrude that out. Notice it can wobble back and forth, so I'm just going to hit Z to keep it on the Z axis. Bring that up about to the top of the head. Now I just need 2 more for the legs, so let's add single bone, and oops, yeah, let's just grab that whole bone, and we want something like that. And I could select this one and duplicate it, Shift D, and just slide that over like that. Okay, if I look on that way, well, from this angle, let's just make sure that these endpoints are kind of right in the middle of that circle, because that's where they're going to rotate around. Okay, that looks good. Next thing I need to do is parent all of these bones to each other. Okay, because let's see, if we switch here to pose mode is where you move the bones for animating. So if I click on the hand bone and I hit G to grab, it moves the hand just by itself. And if I hit this one, I hit G, and notice the hand moves with it. So that's good. That's because I extruded the hand out. But if I hit G on the spine, only the spine and the head move. Okay, so what we want to do is set up the hierarchy. You know, if this was a real person and you grabbed someone's spine and moved it, their arms and legs would move with it, unless it's, you know, Mortal Kombat or something. You're removing the spine, but you know, normally the spine is the parent of all of your bones. Okay, so you can move an arm without moving the spine. You can raise your arm up and down, and the spine doesn't have to move, and your legs don't have to move, but we want to make it so if you move the spine, all the other bones move as well. So what I'm going to do is select this bone here, and let's also select, well, I'm just going to do it one at a time for now. So select the arm, and then I hold Shift and select the spine. So notice it changed color. Control P. Oh, I'm in the wrong mode. See? Can we do object? No. We need to be in edit mode when we're doing this. Yeah. So I select this bone, Shift select this one. Notice they changed color, right? So this bone now has a red outline, and this one has a green. So whichever one you select last is going to be the parent, and all the ones that are red are the child. So the child always follows the parent. Okay, so now with them both selected, I hit Control P, and we have this menu, Make Parent, and in this case we want to choose Keep Offset. I'll just show you what happens if I choose Connected. It's going to move the bone over so it actually touches that. We don't want that to happen. So I'll undo that, Control P, Keep Offset. Now see how it made this dotted line there, showing that they're connected. Okay, let's do the same thing with this arm. So I select the arm first, that's going to be the child. Shift select the spine as the parent. Control P, keep offset. And then let's do the legs next. And just to save time, let's select both of the legs and then shift select that one. So notice how these ones are now both red. This one is green. That means it will be the parent of both of these. But it doesn't go in order, right? So they'll both move with the spine, but they're independent of each other. Okay, so Control P, keep offset. Now they're both connected to the spine. So now if I switch it back to pose mode and I rotate the spine, all of our bones move with it, but they move independently of each other. except for our hands, which are the children of the arms. Okay, so that's good there. Then let's go back to our object mode, and I'll show you how to connect the bones to the actual Lego figure. All right, so we've got our armature set up. Now we need to do the same thing with our actual objects, our Lego guy here. So we need to set up the hierarchy so that the hand moves along with the arm, and basically everything's connected to the torso. Okay, so this will be easier if we hide this armature for now. So I'm just going to select the armature and hit H for hide, and I can see it over here on my list. See how the little eyeball is missing? So I can turn it back on or off. So let's leave that off. Now I need to go up the line here, start with the hand and hold Shift, click the arm, and then Control P, Object, Keep Transform. And then select the arm and Shift select the shoulder here at the top, since that is separate on this guy. Control P, and again we have Keep Transform. Sometimes you want to do Object, but in this situation we want to Keep Transform since we've already moved some of these things to get them in position. Okay, just like that. Now let's go to this side. Select the hand and then Shift select this, and you might be tempted to just Shift select all of them all the way up, since you think, okay, let's have that be the parent. I'll show you what happens if you do this. So Control P, Object, well, before I do that, see how only the shoulder is highlighted green? So that means both the hand and the arm will be children of the shoulder, but not of each other. So if I do this, Control P, Object Keeps Transform, and then I grab the shoulder, yeah, they'll move just fine with it, but if I grab the arm, the hand doesn't move with the arm. Okay, so let's undo both of those. So I just want the hand and then the arm, Control P, and then the arm and just the shoulder, Control P. Now, if I move the arm, the hand goes with it, and they all go with the shoulder. Okay. Now let's parent both shoulders to the torso. In this case, I can select both of them, and then make sure to select the torso last, so it's highlighted green. Control P. Okay. Now I rotate that. All the arms go with it. Oh, and there's a little neck inside there too. Cool. Okay, let's parent the head to the torso. Yeah, good. And then let's do the legs. The legs are a little bit deceptive because so you've got the bottom part of the leg and then you have this circle up here. So we need to make sure and select the leg and then the hip, I guess, or the joint. Parent that. And then let's do the other side, that one to that one. And then both of these hip joints, I can select both of them and then Shift click the pelvis here. We'll have both of them parented to the pelvis. Okay, so now if I rotate that, all the legs should go with it. And then the last thing, let's parent this to the torso again. So now everything should be connected to the torso if I rotate it. Looks great. Okay, let's go back to our front view. And let's go over here and turn our armature back on. Now this is the last part where we connect the armature to different parts of the Lego guy. So let's go to pose mode. Alright. Now what we want to do is select the mesh first, and then Shift select the bone that we want to control it, right? Because the mesh will be the child of the bone. If the bone moves, if the hand bone moves, we want the hand mesh to move with it. So I select the hand, Shift select the hand bone, and then Control P, and go down here and we choose bone. Okay, and then let's do the same thing here with the in this case the shoulder is the parent of the arm, so select the shoulder, shift select the arm here, Control P, choose bone. Okay, let's test it and make sure it's working. So I'm still in pose mode here, select the arm bone and rotate. Hey, moves the arm with it. And what if we just do the hand? Yeah, that's just right. Okay, now let's go do the same over here. Select the, no, we want the mesh first, and then the bone. Control P, bone. I'm guessing if I select the bone first and then the mesh, notice how when I try and set parent to, bone is not one of the options. So if you don't see bone on there, you know you've done something wrong. So we need the mesh first. Oops, remember we want the shoulder in this case, since that's the parent of the whole thing. So the shoulder and then the bone, Control P. Yep, just like that. Okay, then let's do our head. So select the head, shift click on the head bone. We can do the torso, then shift click on the torso bone. And in this case, with the legs, we want to select the joint here, the hip joint. So select the joint first, shift click on that bone, Control P, select the other joint, shift click on that one, Control P. Okay, now I rotate it and they go like that. Okay, and everything should move if I rotate this. Yep. That's because all of the bones are parented to this one and all of the Lego pieces are parented to the torso. Okay, now we've got it all set up. Now if we want it to move like a real Lego guy, see if we're here in the front view and we rotate this bone, you know, real Legos can't move like this. It would pop right out of the socket. And same with the hands. You can't twist a hand like that. So there are ways that you can set limitations, like which axis they can rotate on. So you can limit it to the axes. I'm not going to do that right now because when you are posing these, there are some times where you might want to cheat it. You know, if it's at a strange angle like this or something, then you might, for some reason, need it actually closer to the body, and you can't necessarily tell that it's wrong. But so we'll just leave it how it is. But it's handier. It's usually handier, like for the arms, if you put it on the side, and then it'll rotate just up and down like that. And same with the legs. So just go to the side view, select the leg, rotate that up, and then if you left click, then they just stay there. And then with the head, you know, it shouldn't really lean like that, but if you go to the top view, then you can rotate. Okay, let's render this, see how he looks. Very good. So for the final thing of this project, just get your Lego guy and pose him in a however you like and render out the picture so that we know that you've got an armature in there. That's that. I hope you enjoyed this, and now you know how to put some bones in pretty much anything that you make.